Good morning, I'm Javier.
And I'm Gretchen.
And this is Good Mornings with Sleep Well. And we've been away for like 3 weeks. Yeah, we haven't been.
It's been busy.
I know, yeah. I'm not used to it. I'm just not. Every Wednesday we record these things and then we put them on Thursday morning, and it got to be a habit, and then we had to stop because it got kind of busy. Gretch is very active with the Chamber of Commerce here, so that takes her away a little bit. And then other things have been going on.
Like mountain bikes.
Yeah, we got mountain bikes and that kind of, that's part of the reason. Yeah. And then yesterday I got some really bad news about my truck, so it's going to be expensive. Haven't been in the greatest mood about that. Yeah,
it'll be awesome when it's done.
Yeah. So it's whatever. It's life, I guess. So today, Gretchen put out an article on our Facebook page that for me really hit home because of the sleep experiment I did a couple weeks ago, and
more like months ago.
Oh, really?
See, it's already hit.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So anyway, Gretchen put out an article about the ties between sleep and dementia, or sleep loss and dementia, and it really tied in a lot to the sleep experiment that I did, and it reminds me that the whole ramifications of sleep loss over time can really mess up your brain or age your brain even faster when you're older, right?
It does. It's an onset. I mean, the lack of sleep or way too much sleep, they're both negatives. So you really want to target every day, even if it's a day off, or if you have a longer night, then you need to have recovery time for the following day. It's really important.
So I just, to me, in the, a 3 or 4 day experiment, the amount of mental function that I lost was just astounding. And then for you to put that up and just bring up that long term is 10 times worse, right?
It is. All of this is an onset to it. I mean, if you think about something such as gaining weight, it does not happen overnight. It is a whole time lapse of a whole bunch of bad decisions that get you there. Sleep is no different with dementia, and even furthermore, Alzheimer's.
Yeah, and there's this, what is that saying that Mark Kinsley says? It's like good sleep is the culmination of a bunch of good decisions and one good investment, which is the mattress. Hey, shameless plug. So yeah, and it is. Good sleep can help your health so much and make your overall aging so much better that I think that people belittle it. I really do. So what your article talks about, what good sleep can do, right? And tell them a little bit about that.
Well, good sleep allows you to have that brain cleansing that we need. It allows you to, furthermore, having a good, well-conditioned brain, it's going to help with short-term and long-term memory.
Yeah.
It helps you focus and have clarity. It also helps you able to continue to build on memories. So it's not just memories from the past, like what happened to you or a vacation you had when you were a child, but it's also for the ones to come still.
Right. And so a lot of that is, if you think of your mind as or your brain is there and all this plaque builds up, and you think of good sleep as being like turning the dishwasher on and it cleans it out. I mean, that's the way you need to think of it, and that in itself should make sleep a whole lot more important to you, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. So you said a little bit about not oversleeping. What the heck does oversleep have to do with anything?
Well, let's just hit it here. How many times do you hear about people saying, I hit my snooze button?
Daily.
Or I have to hit my snooze button repeatedly. Or they get to a point where they're like, oh, it's a day off, so I'm going to sleep in today. I like to sleep, yes. But when it comes to it being a habit, like a constant habit, that's when those things really build up on you. Again, it's an accumulation of the choices you make.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you're limiting or getting enough, because again, you don't want too little and you don't want too much.
And remember, established health patterns are 7 to 8 hours of sleep on average. Anything less, and I think you're cheating yourself of really good sleep, of a couple of sleep cycles that would really help rinse out your brain. So oversleep in itself, what would we consider oversleep?
Well, I'm reading from a form. This is from the National Sleep Foundation. And they state if you're between the ages of 26 and 64 that you want to get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep. No less, no more.
Right.
Okay. And if you're over the age of 60, well, if you're 65 and older, they say 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours. But I always hear, when you're younger, they didn't put it in here, like teenagers and stuff like that, their sleep habits are terrible. They just want to sleep. And it's like, if they need it, let them have it.
Right.
But again, you don't need them sleeping until noon. There's got to be limits. There has to be a bedtime so that you can still wake up and you still have a production all day. You don't want to have a situation where you're just going to let the whole day go by because you were asleep.
And I think that leads into the whole point of this video and everything we share with you is establishing really good sleep habits, right? So, I mean, first steps would be identify how many hours you need to sleep. Let's use 8, for example. And then you need to identify what time you need to wake up in the morning. For me, it's 5 in the morning. I wake up at 5 every morning. So therefore, my bedtime should be between 9 and 10, which it is. I'm super strict about my bedtime, and I'm super strict about the time that I wake up. It annoys the crap out of her because she hates it on Sunday when I'm waking up at 5:30, and she's like, "It's your day off. What are you doing?" Yeah.
Well, sometimes also we like to do our exercise in the morning. So if we're going to do it, we have to get up early.
Right.
Normally I'll sleep till 6, but if we have to get up to exercise, that means I got to get up at least by 5:30 so that we can get geared up and head out, have time to get back, still have our coffee, watch the news, and get ready for work. So
yeah, and that is important. So yeah, coffee.
Yes, it's a need. It's not even a want.
So identifying your wake up time, and then you subtract the 8 hours and you come up with your go to sleep time. So a lot of things come into this part, right? I mean, that's a good sleep habit. You have your 8 hours, you have your set times. How in the world do normal people stay disciplined with that time?
Well, you have to limit distractions. That's key. Okay. That means if you have a lot of light on the side of the house your bedroom's in, maybe consider getting some blackout curtains or something that'll actually keep the room dark until your time is to get up. Or the same with going to bed. If you have street lights or any type of bright lights outside your window, make your room as dark as possible so that it doesn't interfere. And also consider noise. Some people live in apartments. Some people just have noisy neighbors or that annoying dog that just doesn't want to stop barking, whatever it is. Consider your noise environment and maybe invest into like a sleep machine to create white noise or rain.
We recently bought an Alexa, probably an Echo, 3 months ago, maybe 4 months ago. And we've been using it. It produces rain sounds, it produces ocean sounds. And at first I was totally against it. She was all into it. She's oh, it's so good, it's so good. But now, to be honest with you, we'll skip a couple of nights so that way we don't develop a total addiction to having that white noise going on. And there's a difference. There is a difference. That white noise really helps us get through the night. So I would definitely, if you guys are into the idea of getting some kind of white noise player for your bedroom, I would definitely encourage you to do that. Yeah, it even drowns out our dog snoring.
Okay, so this is a funny story. I've always wanted a baggy bulldog. To me, they are the ugliest, most adorable dog ever. They got so many folds of skin, you just want to shake them all the time and shake their lips.
That's abusive.
They're just so cute, and there's like this big stout dog that walks around like they own the world. I've always wanted one. I love them. And he's like, we're not getting one of those. They snore. And I was like, okay. Well, now he's found out that his Shih Tzu, who also has a smashed snout, snores louder than any person that we know, whether he is sitting there just licking his leg or sleeping.
He's this big. He's this big. He's a little guy. And I swear he snores louder. He snores louder than any person. And he just wails for hours on end. And we're like, buddy, shut up. buddy, shut up. So yeah, I guess that's a sleep disruption for us,
Yeah.
except for the white noise actually takes care of it. So back to the video, back to the whole purpose about this. So developing really good sleep habits.
Yes.
And we really encourage you to either read our blog, because there's a lot of helpful information to help you build a good sleep habit, a good sleep hygiene as well. Or Google stuff, find out about it. Your health is depending on your sleep. There's diet and exercise. Those are two topics that get a lot of coverage.
Yes.
Sleep really doesn't. And we encourage you to look that up, because it's all just as important, if not more, because you have to think about your sleep, your brain health, whether it be now or whether it be in the future when you're older. You have to consider the ramifications of sleep loss.
And this is a funny thing. We've been watching Ironman competitions a lot, or the people who are trying to compete in the competitions to make it to Kona. And in the process, when you talk to them, they will tell you sleep deprivation really affects how they can exercise, really affects how they can remain focused and disciplined. So it affects, your eating, it affects, because you'll eat more when you're tired.
Yep.
And then as far as your discipline for your exercise, you don't have as good as an exercise regimen whenever you're tired. So it's like your sleep is actually, I would say, it's equally more important, but depending on what it is you're doing, it can be most important.
Right.
So it's really, really a necessary fact that you do balance diet, exercise, and sleep. And if you're not hitting one of them, all of them fail.
Right. So the whole gist of this thing is to please look into developing a really good sleep habit for your health now and in the future.
Yes.
And we appreciate you watching the video, and we would appreciate you watching our other videos, because if you're looking to develop really good sleep habits, we have a lot of great information on there. I'll put a link directly to the blog that has all our videos, and to our YouTube channel that has a lot of videos as well.
Right.
Including Gretchen talking about just about every mattress we have in the store, so that way you know which one the right one is for you. And remember, when you sleep well,
You live well.
have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye. It's just me when I don't get enough sleep. Hello, and I just wanted to say thank you for tuning in and watching us today. If you liked our video, please hit like, and if you would, follow us over to our website. Check out all our other videos. We're great with trying to be fun, but also very informative. So if you would like to catch up on some that you've missed, or if you'd like to see some that are coming in the future, please subscribe to our channel, because always, when you sleep well, you live well. Thank you.